Hello students, myself Asrit sir. Today we will discuss about the inertness of noble gases. Earlier as a continuation of the chapter atomic structure and the chemical bonding, we discussed about the atomic number, atomic mass number and the valence electron and the arrangement of the electron in different cells by Bohr-Bury models. Today we will discuss about the inertness of noble gases. As you know students, some of the elements don't exhibit chemical reactivity, means they do not react chemically. For example, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. These elements are called noble gases. You know it very well. In our periodic table also, the last column you got these elements as the noble gases, and as they do not exhibit chemical reactivity, they are called the noble gases or the inert gases. As the noble gases are chemically unreactive, therefore we can conclude that atoms of these elements have stable electronic configuration, which do not allow the valence electrons to participate in chemical reaction. Like the valence shell, the number of electrons present in these noble gases are stable. Neither they donate, nor they share, or nor they accept. So they do not react chemically. Then from the table, it is given in your textbook, page number 40. At the base, one table is given about the electronic configuration of the noble gases. You can see the last column, all of them are having 8 electrons except helium. Okay, because helium is having 2 electrons which is present in only one cell, which is the stable electronic configuration. So therefore we can conclude that atoms having 8 electrons or octet of electrons in their outermost cell are chemically inert or unreactive. When the atom has just one cell, that is K shell, then 2 electrons or duplet electrons is considered as stable arrangement of electrons. So helium is only the noble gas having duplet of electrons in the outermost cell. So what is the reason for chemical activity? The reactivity of the elements can be explained with respect to the electronic configuration. Every element seeks stability, and to do so it must acquire 8 electrons in its outermost orbit or attain the electronic configuration nearest to the inert gases or the noble gases. Clear? So atom achieve this by either donating electron, accepting electron, or by sharing electron present in their outermost cell. This is done when elements combine with each other by entering into chemical bonding. So when they are going for the bonding, either ionic bond or covalent bond or coordinate bond, they used to have they should have the aim to say achieve the nearest noble gas configuration, electronic configuration, which they are become inert or inactive, or they reach to the minimum state of energy. So the outermost cell of an atom is called the valence shell, and the electrons present in this cell is called valence electrons. This is simple. The chemical properties of the elements are decided by this valence shell, as the valence electrons take part in the chemical bonding. Suppose if the element are donating electron, or they are sharing electron either, or they are accepting electron. Basing on these three, the properties of the elements are decided. The reactivity element of the elements do not only depend on the electronic configuration, but on a lot of other factors such as atomic size, electronegativity, electron affinity, etc. The valence electron also decide the nature of the element. So if the element having 1, 2 or 3 electrons in its outer shell, then it has a tendency to donate electrons, so that it can expose the completely filled inner shell and thus achieve the stable octet configuration. Such elements are called metals. Clear? They always tend to donate the electrons to achieve the nearest noble gas electronic configuration. Okay. If an element has 4, 5, 6 or 7 electrons in its valence shell, then it has a tendency to either share electron or accept electron to achieve a completely filled outer octet. Such elements are called nonmetals. So, two types are there. If the elements are having 1, 2, 3 as valence electrons, they are called metals. And if the element is having 4, 5, 6 or 7 electrons in their valence shell, they are called nonmetals generally. Okay. So if the element have 8 electrons in their outermost shell, then the elements are stable and they do not take part in chemical reaction. Such elements are stable and are called inert elements like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon are the example of inert gases. So whenever there is an electron transfer, the metal loses electrons and acquire a positive charge, and the non-metals accepts electrons and acquire a negative charge. The metals and the non-metals are held together by electrostatic force of attraction, forming an electrovalent bond or an ionic bond. Okay. So electrons are shared between two non-metals and the bond formed is called covalent bonds. Okay. So what happens if the metals donate electron, those who are having 1, 2, 3 electrons in their valence shell to the non-metals, then the metals are converting to the positively charged ions as they donate, and the non-metals which are accepting the electrons, they are changing to negative charges, and the bond formed between metals and non-metals is called ionic bond or electrovalent bond, which held together by electrostatic force of attraction. In case of sharing of electron, when the electrons are shared between two non-metals, then the bond formed is covalent bond. Okay children, now along with this video you go through your text and we'll discuss further in our next class. Okay, any doubt you can free to ask me. Thank you.